Hey beautifuls! So obviously today I'm giving you guys an updated foundation routine. I hadn't done one for about a year now, and I figured it was the best time to, and plus I asked y'all a couple days ago, I think it was yesterday actually, what videos you wanted to see for this week, because I'm trying to switch up a little bit. I don't know, I was kind of bored with what I was gonna do, so I was like, what do you guys want to see? And some of you said makeup, some of you said get ready with me, so next week will be a get ready with me for night class. Pretty excited. And maybe I will do another get ready with me soon about like get ready with me to go to work or go to like a professional place, because I am going to be starting doing my observations next week. I am so excited, but I'm nervous, so and I procrastinated it too, so I may get in trouble because I was supposed to have one done for this Thursday already, so I'm hoping I can get it done before then. I'm stressed. Very stressed. Yeah, okay. Couple disclaimers. Yes, I just came out of the shower, so my hair is wet. I'm wearing a new crew that I love so much. And this lighting is terrible because my mom actually got blinds for me finally. I had been putting it off for about a year, and if you guys remember seeing from my previous room tour, I'll put it below. I had towels on my windows because the blinds that I bought were not the right size, and these are perfect size actually. But however, lighting wise for videos is pretty bad now. So without further ado, let me get started. But first off, so I use two different kinds of foundation slash BB cream. You guys know I use my Dream Pure BB cream 8-in-1 beauty balm, the one with 2% salicylic acid in it. I love this. I use this mainly when I'm not, there goes the lighting. This is better lighting now, see? I use this mainly for like quick trips when I'm not going to be out all day. I'm just going to the grocery store, I'm going to Walmart. If David and I are just going somewhere quick in the morning, we're not going to be out all day, that kind of thing. I like to use my BB cream, especially for night classes too. Like, I don't really like to put on foundation if I know I'm just like, if I didn't do anything all day and I have to go to class. This gives me good coverage, and I really like it a lot, and it's great for helping acne as well, so I recommend this to y'all because I do really like it. However, I think I'm going to use the Dream Fresh in the summer because it has the SPF in it, and I need that for this face right here. And then of course you guys know I've been using this like crazy. I love it. It is the Covergirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation in 820 or Creamy Natural. Now, if you guys see me apply this and are like, wow, that doesn't look like the color of your skin, I apologize. I'm kind of aware now that this is not exactly the right color for me. It's kind of light, but I really do like it a lot. I think it's amazing coverage for a drugstore foundation. And yeah, basically it's just like amazing. It's one of the best that I've ever used. So that being said, in my face, y'all see I have a lot of acne scars, a lot of acne, blackheads, you name it, I got it. This covers it and I love it. So this is just amazing. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, so when I actually just started filming my foundation routine, I completely forgot primer. Like, I don't know why. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna start with my foundation. So I went in the bathroom and I completely took my face off, which was just foundation and concealer. So thank God I didn't get farther than that. But I'm just not with it today. Please excuse, I am stressed. We're all stressed, but I'm like extra anxiety, paranoid filled stressed. Not a fun combo. After I do sanitize my hands, which they are already sanitized, so I'm not going to do it again, I use my Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. I do like this a lot. I don't think it's like the most amazing primer in the world, but it really holds my makeup on for a long time, so I appreciate that. And it's very close to the e.l.f. Mineral Primer that I was using last year, so I do really like this a lot, and I love silicone based primers, you guys can see. I was using the Rimmel London Stay Matte Primer, and it was white, and it's not only did it smell horrible, I hated it. No, actually that wasn't the one that smelled horrible, that was the e.l.f. one, but I absolutely hated the Rimmel one and I thought it was breaking me out. So we stick with the silicone based. So what I like to do is I just like to put, like, just, that's a lot of primer, I know, I admit it, but I need a lot. I need to keep this on. Usually. I don't use primer with BB cream. Usually I'll just put the BB cream on and I won't put primer on because it's got the acne stuff in it, so I really want it to work into my face. So what I do is I just kind of, we're clapping, finger claps, is what I do. And then I'll just kind of tap some on my cheek and then rub it in like that. Again, I apologize for the lighting going like in and out, and I can already like kind of see a difference, not just see a difference, but feel it as I rub the primer in. I'm not one of those girls that just puts it on their T-zone. I put it everywhere. Then next, I'm going to take the Covergirl foundation, which I just told y'all about. And yes, I did take off my crew and stuff because I was hot. I just used about 2 pumps of this. Now, the way that I've been doing my foundation now is a foundation. What did I just say? The way that I do my foundation now is a lot different than I used to, because I used to just use a stippling brush. And now I use actually my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, which I love this brush so much. I've raved about it in the past. I have used it for foundation and I've used it for contouring. I think that this is just a very awesome and good multi-purpose brush, and I think it is well worth the money. I have a lot of Real Techniques brushes now, so I think they're worth the money. But if you really are on a budget, I will advise the e.l.f. Studio Collection brushes are bomb. $3 a piece. You cannot go wrong with that. So I don't just stick the brush right directly into it. What I do now actually is take my finger and I kind of just lightly, I got a lot there, and I just start dabbing it on my face. Kind of like if you were gonna use the beauty blender, which I actually really do want to try that. I hope maybe for my birthday I may buy it for myself, or when I can afford it, because that's something that a lot of girls have raved about and I really want to try it. So now I'm just going to take the brush and I lightly start off by blending out my foundation on my face, and then once I get it blended in, I'll go back in and I'll use a little bit harder of a hand to blend it in. I really love this foundation though. I think it just blends in so nicely and seamlessly. However, I'm aware that this is probably not like my exact color. I think this is a little lighter because my mom originally was using this and then she gave it to me and she was like, do you want to use it? And I was like, yeah. And I love it. I also did buy the Maybelline matte, Stay Matte, what is it? Matte, Poreless Matte foundation that just came out. I bought that too, but I'm trying to use this up before I use that. So let me know below if you guys want like a first impressions on it or a review, and I definitely will do that. So now I'm just going over the sides of my face to make sure everything's blended in, because nothing's more embarrassing than having foundation line. Been there, done that, believe me. I remember being like a young kid, and I used bronzer as like foundation. And it was hysterical. And next, what I like to do is use my Hard Candy Glamoflauge concealer. I'm obsessed with this. I love this concealer. I do, however, if you don't use it for a long period of time, it will go bad. I had one before this one, and it completely went bad on me, and it stunk, and it was breaking my skin out. So just be on the lookout for that. Like if you don't like to use it in the summertime, and you only use it for winter, or you use it as a foundation, just keep in mind that these can go bad, which kind of sucks. Just tap all over my blemishes. I actually take my same Expert Face Brush and I start packing in where the concealer is on my face. Like that. And then I just swirl the remaining, because it does kind of match my foundation pretty well. Sometimes I feel like I got too light of a color. I've learned a lot of things watching a lot of girls, but I've also kind of done my own thing. I don't know. Sometimes I get really influenced by girls and I'm just kind of like, yep, the way they do makeup's right. And then I'll watch someone else and like the way they do their makeup and I'll be like, oh no, this way's right. Honest, do your makeup however you want, when you want, you know, a lot of makeup, a little makeup, whatever makes you happy. There's no right or wrong way, which I kind of had to figure that out when I first started on YouTube and now. There's a lot of things though that I have tried and that have worked, and a lot of things that don't work that I've tried. Next, usually I will use a more flesh tone powder now, but since I ran out of my Rimmel one, I have my e.l.f. High Definition Face Powder. They have these on their website in other colors. I'm not sure if they sell them in other colors in like Kmart and Target. I could be wrong. I don't know if they do. Don't quote me. But I've been using the white one for years. I do like it a lot. I just feel like it gives me more of a white face. That's why I'm not like too crazy about it anymore. At first, I think I talked about in my recent empties video that I'm not the biggest fan of the Rimmel one, but I'm starting to think now this compared to that, this is not worse, but it's not as mattifying as the Rimmel Stay Matte powder is, so I may actually end up repurchasing it. I don't know. I change my mind with products all the time. I use my Kabuki for that, by the way. My e.l.f. Studio Kabuki, which I think that brush is good too, but it does shed. So for $6, yeah, just hope you don't get one that sheds. Believe me, I have 2 of them. Usually this is about the time that I do my eyes, but since I'm showing you guys my foundation and kind of face routine, I'm just going to skip over that for right now and do that last. What I actually have been doing right now, I bought this off of Poshmark, and I didn't actually know how big it was going to be. This is the Pretty Glow Pink Face and Body Bronzer. This was retailed at $15 and apparently good for 12 months. This is really old. Like, this is like vintage Victoria's Secret pink, and I saw this and I was like, oh my goodness, I need this. You guys will see this in my haul probably, but I've actually been using this lately for my bronzer, which is really light on me. I will admit, if you guys can see it, it looks pretty dark, but it comes out really light. But I just kind of like it for winter because I don't like to have a lot of bronze on my face. So I'm just taking my Real Techniques multitask brush, which I just got actually for Valentine's Day for my mommy. So thank you, Mom. Usually I use the e.l.f. angled bronzing brush, the $1 one. So I do like using regular brushes too. So swirl it around like that. It's very powdery too. So if you ever happen to get this, just a little advice to you that it is very powdery. And I just kind of work up my, even if it doesn't show up that much, I don't mind as long as I have like a tiny bit of color. So it's like I'm kind of contouring, but then I'm not. And then I just kind of go like this. Same on the other side. Then instead of using my Victoria's Secret trio, which I had been using up until I got the bronzer, I've actually been using my little sample of the Benefits What's Up highlighter, which I still have from 2013, believe it or not. And I just like to go with it kind of on my face and a little on my Cupid's bow. I don't go crazy with this. I'm not a fan of the scent. I think I've said it before. It smells like old shortbread cookies, like stale shortbread cookies. And then I'll just rub it in with my finger. Then I take my EcoTools stippling brush and I just kind of swirl everything together. I usually do this more if I have like a contour going on, if I'm using more face products than I am. So that's just me though. And then finally at the end, what I do, this is like the very last makeup step that I do before I leave the house, before I put on my makeup setting spray. I am using the Maybelline Master Conceal Camouflaging Concealer in 20 Light. I use this underneath as my under eye concealer instead of for my blemishes, which this is so thick, it would be amazing. I think this is very, very comparable to the Hard Candy Glamoflauge concealer, to be honest with you guys. I think it's very comparable. I think this is very multi-purposeful, as well as this one too, but I don't know. I just think that this is very comparable to it, and it reminds me a lot of it, but I use this mainly more for my eyes, and the coverage, y'all. Don't get me started. I do, since it is like a tube, but at first I was like, oh god, how am I going to do this? I take about that much, and I just start dotting it across my under eye area and a little down to try and make that triangle motion, which I always do. And then I just pack it in with my finger, not looking at the moment. Then I am going to take that Real Techniques foundation brush, and I'm just going to kind of go in and blend this a little bit. Pack it in a little bit better on both sides. I don't know why that was there. It's kind of weird. And then finally, my last step in my foundation routine, I use my e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. I've been using this stuff for years. I'm not going to go into it. Y'all know. And I actually take this in there and just tap off the excess and place it right on my under eye. Now, it does look like I have a pretty bad bags today because I'm tired and stressed, but it covers them to the best that I can, so I'm not going to complain. I don't really use any, y'all know I'm not like a big high-end user because it's just not. Basically, I have too much of a Victoria's Secret addiction to buy high-end makeup, and I feel like with makeup, I have a different attitude towards it than I do pink. It's kind of like, I feel like right now I have a lot of makeup. Like, I have so much makeup. Not as much as like Nicole Guerrero or anyone else on YouTube, but I just feel like in my mind I have so much, so I don't like to buy except lip products. They kill me. They literally kill me. I have so many right here. So many. Last step, of course, is my Lush Tea Tree Toner Water, which you can use this to set your makeup. That's what I was told, so do not quote me. Definitely go and ask Lush if you are interested in getting this as a makeup setting spray. It sets my makeup pretty well. My makeup lasts pretty much all day, like my foundation and stuff, so I am a big fan of it. So that was my updated foundation routine. As you guys can see, I just added some liner, I put some brow gel on my brows, and I'm actually wearing a new lipstick on my lips. This is the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in Foiled Love. I actually found this at TJ Maxx for like $6, which was like such a deal. They also did have Backstage Bambi. I know a lot of girls are starting to look for that now on Instagram. They're like, oh my god, I need Backstage Bambi. It wasn't mine. I don't know if it's still there though, because it was this one and that one, and I should have just gotten both, but I didn't because I didn't really like the color. However, I love this color a lot. It is a little drying though, so it does kind of dry matte, if that's what you want to say. I don't know. But yeah, so that was my updated current foundation routine. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it helped you in some way. And I probably don't look the best right now because bags and yeah. But this is what I've been doing. I like it, and I like the result that it gives me. And even though y'all can kind of see some of my blemishes, it's not like the worst thing in the world. So with that being said, I will be putting up a get ready with me for night class video next week, and after that I think is going to be my how I edit Instagram pictures video. I'm pretty sure, so stay tuned for that, and I love you guys so much. Hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video.